Hello one and all, welcome to the energy update here on the Astro Flower. We're going to do things differently this week, flip things over, throw a pole shift on the situation, and we're going to get chakra sequencing and the messages from the earth straight away. And then we're going to be going into what's going on the sun and also the vibrations through the earth, which obviously then plays into your vibrations, your chakras and your aura. I did do it live last week about the aura. Provoked a lot of good questions from people. Absolutely brilliant to see. If you want to be part of the live, it's obviously going out on Sunday at 9 o'clock in the evening GMT time, whatever time that is, wherever you are in the world. So, you know, we talk about subjects and you can ask questions and so forth, and we can explore the ideas of energy. So that's on Sunday night. So a bit of housekeeping out the way. Thank you very much for subscribing and all of that. Let's just go on and see what's going on with the vibrations. There's a lot of anticipation here. This may have to do with that energy that's going on in February. That transition from one side to another. Going into that Aquarius energy, it feels like there's a lot of potential. It's almost, and some people may find it may breed a bit of degree of anxiety. We'll go into that a little bit later on, but let's first of all, we're on this line here. It's a lot of butterflies going on, which is absolutely beautiful energy. And let's just, there we go, connecting. We've got the first, there it is there. This is the chakra sequencing. So goes to the crown and the root, but really precise, but very light. If anyone saw the aura video, you'll see what I'm talking about when the crown chakra starts lightening, and that's really, it's staying a long time. Here comes the third eye, and the third eye is very heavy. Not in a nasty way, but very, very heavy indeed. It's showing a lot of auras of the trees and so forth. It's absolutely beautiful energies that I'm seeing at the moment. Really light energies. It's coming down to the throat, and the throat as well is very solid throat chakra. The energy is going down towards the root. There it goes towards the root, and it's playing on the sacrum. And it's playing on the sacrum of, it comes from behind rather than in front, and then it projects out the front, which is really nice. And as it projects out the front, we'll go into that a little bit later on because it's starting to move on. It's moved on to the solar plexus. And the solar plexus is absolutely, it's at one. It's like a raw, it's like a purring fire, as it were, in the hearth. Really nice energies. And then it comes up to the heart chakra, and that's where we find the butterflies. And it doesn't stay long because it's gone already to the crown chakra, coming back to the third eye and the throat chakra, playing really well down into the sacrum. The sacrum has changed now. It's much more lighter. Solar plexus, heart, and then we get the crown and the root playing together at the same time. A little thing on the third eye on the way through, and we're coming back to the central point. Sort of got a bonus this week out of it, really. It's almost like we got two sequences happening within one sequence. This is really interesting. This is moving on to the second state. This is a state of transition. The third eye and the throat chakra, as it came in first, it was very condensed. That's the best way to describe it, I think. Very condensed, very heavy because it was condensed. And it was as if it was like saying, be serious, be common sense within your logic. Be common sense within your logic and being common sense within your speech. So taking out the extremes of visions. I can have lots of visions, you can have lots of visions, we can have lots of visions. But the extreme part of the visions can often be the illusion that sort of helps us to see the true path. And it's now sort of saying here, time is of true, finding the true path. And it's a true path within you, and how the logic sits with you, how you conduct yourself in the outside world, how you express yourself. And then it came down to the sacrum. Now the sacrum, it was playing at first behind my sacrum. And then it flowed through to the front of, I've still got the frequencies going on in the background, by the way. It's just quite funny because that sacrum is just pulled back in the second wave. But it's pulling from behind to the future. So it's basically, I think what it's trying to say to us as individuals is, see how things happened in the past in order for you to define your fundamental desires for your future. And this is all about manifestation, really. We're all part of a universal manifestation. We're part of that. But at the same time, we're also part of our individual manifestation. And I think it's what it's saying here is, allow your individual manifestation be a piece in the part of the universal manifestation. So don't try and manifest the universe. Try and manifest the universe through your own personal manifestations. And the sacrum here, which is all about fundamental desires, fight and flight and that sort of thing. And with that fundamental desire comes a certain responsibility. And that's why I think the throat and the third eye, which is the same chakra, by the way, they're not two different chakras. They are in alignment in a way of being very condensed, very precise, and being true to your path, taking away the extremes. And I think here is through your fundamental desires. I think it's recognizing those fundamental desires that says, yes, I'd like this to exist in my life. And it would be good if this could exist in everybody's life. And once we can start getting into that flow, that's when we can change the matrix that we see around us, which is absolutely beautiful, into something that we are co-creating truly, rather than co-creating through Dofis. So rather than giving it the power over to a religious leader or a political leader, start manifesting it within our own individual lives. You know, you know as well as I do, once you get into the common sense, you're not going to do anything really wrong. You know, it's going to be pretty simple stuff. And I think that's where it comes out. And when we apply it, and this is where the solar plexus comes into play, we apply it with a consistent, warm, inviting energy that's not just blasting things out of our way, that's helping others around you to also get clarity within their life, because you are getting clarity in yours. And when that happens, the joy that comes through the heart chakra is absolutely fantastic. Once you reach that point, that's when you can allow the second wave that comes through, which was much more lighter. And on the solar plexus, it just kind of it was as if the solar plexus, sorry, not the solar plexus, the sacrum. It was as if the sacrum was turning around and sort of saying, this is it. This is the fundamental desires that are coming into manifestation. And it's giving more weight to the clarification that you've given yourself according to the illusions that may accompany you on your karmic path, the things that dazzle around you that may distract you. So through the whole sort of sequencing at the end, and there was this thing on the third eye and the throat chakra right at the end, which I think is worth noting. It's like once you start getting into that rhythm and you see that rhythm do a full circle, then you can increase it. That's what it means by the second flow. And you can keep adding to it and adding to it. And eventually you get it into a rhythm that's good for you to explore and manifest what you want in life. And sometimes those cycles take a day, sometimes those cycles take a week. But being engaged in a common sense way, and I think this is where the retrospection of the third eye and the throat chakra came in at the end, as if to sort of say, double check, make sure everything was all right, anything that needs improving in the second wave coming through you, and recognizing these cycles that are really good for you. Okay? There you go. That was the chakra sequencing. Let's get into what's going on in the center of the earth. Now, I've been visiting the center of the earth quite a lot. I'd like to do a live this weekend about the portal that I've seen, because I think it has something tied into manifesting the collective fundamentals. But we'll be doing that on the live this weekend. If you want to be with us on Sunday, that's in 9 o'clock in the evening GMT time, that's UK time. So you can calculate it where you are in the world. Okay, so let's just connect to that energy there. Got the crossing point literally just behind me there. So there we go. The vortex goes down. It's really quite tight. There's a lot of power around the center of the earth now. Incredible amount of power. It looks like a galaxy that's slightly on an angle, that you look at it from an angle. The center of the earth looks like that. You can see the plasmasphere, and within that, the portal that is there seems to be now opening up even further. So let's just go down to that plasma ball. Let's just lay on that and get a bit of a... It stimulates the third eye. It stimulates that idea of manifestation. Okay, let's slip through the ball into the center. There's a lot more activity that's going on. There's a lot of people helping out in keeping a constant flow in the transition that is coming from the galactic plane, as it were. And I'll explain that in a minute. Everyone knows what they're doing. This is the beautiful thing about once you go into the much higher dimensions. You know, they're not really higher at all. It's just that, you know, we like to number things from 1 to 28 million or whatever it is. But as you go into the higher dimensions, you're no longer really in contact with other people around you, because everyone is doing what they're supposed to be doing. So therefore, you don't need to really convey with the person that is next to you, or the spirit that's next to you, or the entity that's next to you. You can then just trust that the other entity is working to the same common sense vibration, and everybody gets in and just helps. It's just like a real big family that's opening up. There's obviously, when you talk to another spirit from another dimension, that's on a social aspect, so we might be able to talk to them outside the sphere, but not whilst work is going on. And there's a music to it, there's a rhythm to it, and it's like you're getting into a certain rhythm of life. It's really, you know, fundamental rhythm, sort of African drum rhythm, or North Indian, sort of North American sort of like drumming. It's you know, it's also, you know, it's got every fundamental culture going on in the world. You know, there's sort of trumpeting that's coming from sort of Europe, and the sort of like the more sort of chiming voices from the South America. There's and the chanting from Australia and out in into Asia. It's like the strings. It's the finer art. Everything is coming together. People are starting to work it out. This is the year of truths. They've just passed me the truth. A truth. Let's just go out of the sphere. I'm not allowed to take it out of the sphere. Okay, can I just read it to the people? Okay. One foot is not meant to walk, but two are. You always need 2 feet in order to follow the pathway. The 2 feet are not the same, but they are brothers on the same, or sisters on the same path. Walk your path, knowing that you are in alignment with those that are around you. I'll contribute that. I'll put that back into the fold of it all. And it's got this sort of like whirlwind of information. It's a bit like, I'll talk to you about that in a minute. Let's just go back outside. Let's just see if we can get a message from the earth as well. Just do it. Live the truth that vibrates in you. Okay? Okay, here comes my vortex. Get back up into my vortex, back into my body. Let me come down the line. There we go, back into the body. Ooh. We could do on Sunday something about the AKASHIC libraries, because it seemed like it was a filing system in a vortex. You know, I know the AKASHIC libraries, and I've explored the AKASHIC libraries for years, quite literally. And, you know, that exploration has helped me to be a lot more precise about how I go about doing things. And here, it seems like they're condensing the memory or the history of, or understanding of the human being into like tablets of they're not rules, but it's just way of being. And it's just one of those ways of being that you know, that we're reading at the moment. It's almost like they're chanting it. It's like an incantation of, you know, one thing after another. It's very almost very religious in a way, you know, and you know, it's almost like the Muslim festival where they walk around the square, the black square, with the meteorite rock in the corner. You know, it's like that each individual has your own summary to give to the whole sort of thing. And by doing that, you need to put one foot in front of the other and start doing. This is 2025 is the year of truth. It is when all truths will come to the surface, of old and new. So we will all see clearly. We will all be on the same level, on the same understanding. And then once we're all on the same understanding, we'll see very quickly who is for creation, who is for destruction. And that is the revelation, or the ascension, if you like, that we split from one side to the other. That is coming. And you can't stop it, so I wouldn't bother trying fighting it. I'd more likely get into it and enjoy it, explore it. Isn't that right, Cody? Yeah, mate? Yes? ease into it. So yeah, let's get into see what's going on with the sun and the vibrations that's going on in the earth, and see if we can pick out some nuggets of gold in the vibrations at the moment.